Hello again, everybody. That was the office theme because why not? Welcome to Emily's Playhouse. Happy Friday. I'm Emily Ryan. And today is a very busy day. Not only is it Friday, the best day of the week, it is also the first day of June. It's also National Donut Day. I got my donuts here with me today. Some jelly filled because those are the bomb. And what else? It's also the first day of LGBT Pride Month, so that's really exciting. There's going to be a bunch of pride parades going around the Bay Area pretty soon throughout the month. And what else is going on today? I'm taking my sister to see Nice Work If You Can Get It at Carrollwood Players Theater in Carrollwood, and they're going to be doing that throughout the month for the next couple weekends, so definitely check that out if you guys are in the Carrollwood area. And also, if you're in the Carrollwood area, every Friday I do the Rocky Horror Picture Show with some of my friends, so we do that every Friday, including tonight. So if you can't make it out to Nice Work If You Can Get It, go check out Hell on Heels Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Bellagio Cinemas in Carrollwood. So we've got a great show for you today. It's episode 3 of my show. Doing this for 3 weeks now, can you believe it? I'm going to be talking about today Iron Man 3 and the mental illness representation in Iron Man 3 specifically. And I actually did a quiz on Instagram earlier this week. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did a quiz to find out whether you liked Iron Man 2 more or Iron Man 3 more, because I don't know, some people have different opinions about it. I didn't include Iron Man 1 because I think the general consensus is that Iron Man 1 is a good movie. But I've heard some people say that they like Iron Man 2 and hate Iron Man 3, or they hate Iron Man 2 and like Iron Man 3, or they like both, they hate both. And the results of the Instagram, at least, I haven't checked the Twitter one, but the Instagram at least says that 60-something% liked Iron Man 3 and 40-something% liked Iron Man 2 the best. And I'm biased. I'm the one giving this poll. So, but I have to agree with you guys. I liked Iron Man 3, and we'll delve into that a little bit later. I'm also going to be talking about Big Brother. Season 20 is going to air really soon, because when it's summer, Big Brother, it's time for Big Brother, at least in my house. And I'm also going to be talking about, it's the 35th anniversary of THX, which is I don't know what you call it, like an affiliate of Lucasfilms. They're the, you recognize their logo. I'm going to play it later, but it's THX sound systems and stuff. And it's the 35th anniversary. And this week they posted the, some sheet music for the Deep Note, which is that scary noise that goes along with their logo. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that and their history, I guess. But before then, I have a song here in honor of the first day of June. When I was in middle school, we had to sing a medley of Rodgers and Hammerstein songs. And so every June 1st, I send this song to my friend Olivia. So it is called June is Bustin' Out All Over from Carousel, so I hope you like it. That was June is Bustin' Out All Over from the show Carousel by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Doesn't get any more classic than that. So for this first segment, I really wanted to talk about Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is the first movie of Phase 2 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As you guys know, I've been watching them all because I saw Infinity War, which came out last month, which is the most recent, and we are in Phase 3 right now. But Iron Man 3 is the first movie in Phase 2, and obviously the third in the Iron Man franchise. And I just really wanted to talk about the depiction of mental illness in this movie, because with all of the stuff being said about the Netflix show 13 Reasons Why and their depiction of mental illness, I haven't seen it, nor have I read the book, so I am non-biased about that. But I wanted to talk about Iron Man 3 and how they depict it. And I have this article here from Psychology Today, and it's titled A Clinical Perspective on Panic and PTSD in Iron Man 3. and it is written by Travis Langley, PhD. And yeah, so let's get into it. He says, panic attacks and possible PTSD in Iron Man 3 have stirred up a great deal of discussion, and that's a good thing. Fiction can help people contemplate real-world mental health issues, which is what I've been saying since the beginning. Like, that's why I like the Hulk so much. He has anger issues, and that's something that people deal with in real life, too. What else? Most professionals who would pick apart the depiction in film won't know enough about the character's comic book background or other film appearances, which limits the scope of what they might consider. This movie is immediately following the events of the Avengers, obviously the first Avengers movie, and in that Iron Man, spoiler alert by the way, it's been like 6 years since it came out, but spoiler alert just in case you haven't seen it and are planning on seeing it in the future. In the very climax of the movie, Iron Man takes this like bomb thing, and there's this wormhole up in the sky, and Iron Man has to like fly it up there and throw it so it doesn't destroy like all of New York. So he does that and like suicide bombs it up there, and he makes it out of the wormhole right as it's closing, and like he's completely physically unharmed. And that gives him PTSD for the rest of the movie, so he says. So Iron Man 3 marks the first time in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe where we see a hero suffer undeniable instances of a significant mental disturbance. So, it's, yeah, I agree. That's, again, why I like the Hulk, because, I mean, is it really the first? I mean, is that accurate? Is that accurate? I guess so. If you count, I don't know, if anger issues is a mental illness, that's just his power, I guess, and I don't know. But Iron Man 3 marks the first time in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe where we see a hero suffer undeniable instance of a significant mental disturbance. I guess anger isn't significant enough. You guys can argue with me about that. But this person says, Tony's struggle with anxiety is poignant because it allows us to realize that he is, in fact, still human, writes whoever this person is, 𝘉𝘪𝘨. To this end, it doesn't matter to me if his panic attacks are indicative of clinical PTSD, complex PTSD, subclinical anxiety disorder, or another psychiatric category we can use as a label. The point is, a brilliant, powerful, and tough guy can be vulnerable, scared, and confused. Tony Stark is a superhero with the psychological makeup of a human. Yeah, basically without his suit, he's just a regular guy, you know? So that's why I like Iron Man a lot. But yeah, I really like these superhero movies. Like the more, I don't know, I was always taught that the more, they don't have to be likable, the characters, but the more like relatable they are to you, the more, like, the better they are, you know? And I mean, I guess that's subjective, but the more relatable they are to you, the more realistic they are to real life, the better they are, in my opinion. But, yeah, I've been saying that since the beginning, like, even with the Hulk and stuff. It makes, like, they're superheroes, so they're seen as, like, better than us, like, just because they have these circumstances which made them gain powers and, you know, indestructible, most of them. But in the end, like, that's why some people don't like Iron Man 3 a lot, because it shows him fighting without, he doesn't have his armor for most of it. Like, it's not ready yet, or just destructing, what do you call it? They're breaking a lot. But so yeah, he's forced to, like, go hand to hand with these villains and stuff without, like, as Tony Stark, not as Iron Man as much as the other two movies, the previous two movies. And I think it was when I watched it for the first time, I couldn't decide whether it was a really good movie or really bad, whether I liked it or if I didn't like it or not. But I think it doesn't matter because we needed it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we needed to see that he's more than his suits. And I think the Pepper character really helps enforce that too. Like, he is more than what he is. He's more than his circumstances, and that goes for all the Avengers too. But I'm really glad that they made this movie, because not only do we need it, it also shows his anxiety. Like, going into it, I didn't know that they were gonna do that. I have anxiety, and I know a lot of people who have anxiety too, but I didn't know they were gonna portray this character that a lot of people look up to as having anxiety, but it makes sense considering what he's gone through, but like previously. But like this, he has everything. Tony Stark is this rich guy, you know, playboy. He gets everything he asks for, plus he's a superhero now too. But in the end, he's human, just like you or me, and I love that a lot. I love that trope in movies, and I don't know, what do you think? Leave it in the comments below wherever you're listening to this. But yeah, I'm glad. I can't really comment on 13 Reasons Why, because I haven't seen it or read it or anything. I heard it's like really graphic and stuff, and you be the judge of whether or not that gets people to realize that it's an actual thing that people deal with by seeing it like portrayed like that, or like in Iron Man 3. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But I'm gonna go to another music break here. This is Rubber Band Man by the Spinners from Avengers Infinity War, one of my favorites. So stay tuned. That was Rubber Band Man from Avengers Infinity War, and you're listening to Emily's Playhouse on Hawk Radio. I'm going to continue this music break with a major throwback. This is Bam by Miranda Cosgrove. That takes me back to my early middle school years at my friend's house, sleeping over. Welcome back to Emily's Playhouse. That was Bam by Miranda Cosgrove. And for this next segment, it's going to be a really quick segment, but when I think of summer vacation, I think of Big Brother, the U.S. television series on CBS, and I don't know, my sister really got me into it during season 19 last season, and it's really, really addicting if you decide to watch it. It's a train wreck that you can't stop watching. But just a brief history here. Big Brother is a television reality game show based on an originally Dutch TV series of the same name. The series follows a diverse group of contestants known as house guests who are living together in a custom-built home under constant surveillance. The house guests are completely isolated from the outside world and can have no communication with those not in the house. The contestants are competing for a $500,000 grand prize with weekly competitions and evictions determining who will win the show. The series takes its name from the character in George Orwell's novel 1984. The series launched on July 5th, 2000 to a successful start, though ratings and critical reaction continue to grow increasingly negative. This led to the second season being a revamp of the show featuring a more competition-based challenge. The series has continued to be a hit for CBS and is the second longest-running adaptation of the series to date, after the Spanish adaptation. There's a bunch of different versions of this show in different languages. The series currently has two spin-offs, Big Brother Over the Top, which was the first reality game show to air exclusively on a streaming platform, airing in fall 2016 on CBS's streaming service, CBS All Access. And the other one is Celebrity Big Brother, which aired on CBS in February 2018. And, oh man, what's her name? Marissa something was the winner of that one. I watched that. When did it air? And earlier this spring, I watched it. And the girl who played Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray on Broadway won that, and it was down to her and Ross Matthews, and really close. It was a really good show. I like watching celebrities do that stuff. Again, I like seeing famous people do stuff that real, like, normal people like you and me, everyday average people could do. That's the theme of that's the theme of my interests, I feel like. But yeah, they do all these competitions. Like, they have head of household competitions on some days, and they have veto competitions on some days, and there's always like twists and turns that they throw in too. And they're always under constant surveillance, which is why it's called Big Brother, because in the novel 1984, that is a dystopian novel about, like, the government is like omnipotent or omniscient or whatever the word is, and they're just always under constant surveillance, and there's no privacy. And so you can, like, pay to, like, $6 to watch Big Brother stream like 24/7 to see what's going on, like not on the show. And then the show airs like Sundays, is it Wednesdays? Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I believe. It's 3 days a week. I know that. And yeah, some days they have head of household, some days they have POV, and then I think the last day of the week is the eviction, which is when they vote people off. It's really a good show. I recommend it. There's a lot of drama, so I mean, if you're not into that kind of thing, don't watch it, because there's a lot of like, you know, disagreements and stuff, and people yelling at each other. But if you're a sucker for that kind of stuff, definitely tune in. Season 20 is going to air June 27th, 2018. That's a Wednesday. So yeah, I was right. Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so yeah, definitely check it out. I don't have any times yet. I'm assuming in the evening on CBS, obviously. So check your local listings for that. But yeah, it's hosted by Julie Chen. She's on the Talk, I believe. Panel show, talk show. Asian. You guys know her if you saw her face. But yeah, she's really good. she's the one like in contact with them, like she's the big brother per se, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, definitely check it out. I think the only thing we really know, we don't know who's on the show yet. There's like how many did it say? There's like 20 something of them to start out with. And last season it was a big deal because they had a returning house guest from the previous season. His name was Paul. So he was competing again for the second time in this household. So he kind of had the advantage, and that made him a target towards the other people in the house a little bit. He ended up winning. I think he won second place the first time he was on, and he ended up losing again this time, second place. So we love Paul, but it sucks to suck. He's still got money, I'm sure, but not the big $500,000 grand prize. But yeah, the only thing we know about this one is gonna have brand new people. No more Pauls, no more people from previous seasons coming back or anything like that. But yeah, so that's exciting. I don't know who's gonna be on yet. No celebrities, just normal everyday people from around the world who volunteered to do this. I know my theater teacher, Miss Schmidt, has always wanted to be on this show, so one day she will, I'm sure, and that season I'm going to watch the crap out of it. So yeah, Big Brother Season 20, June 27th, 2018, on CBS. I will be sure to, as more information comes out, I will be sure to let you guys know. So yeah, we're going to head into another music break real quick. This is one of my favorite songs, cover of a song actually. It's called Ring of Fire by the acapella group Home Free, featuring Avi Kaplan of Pentatonics. It's a really good song. I hope you guys enjoy it. Ring of Fire by Home Free featuring Avi Kaplan of Pentatonics. That song has probably the lowest note I've ever heard in my life at the very end there. But definitely check out some of their other stuff. They're a really talented group, them and Pentatonics, if you like acapella music. But yeah, that kind of leads into my next segment here. It is the 35th anniversary of THX, which is, I don't even know how to describe them. They don't make speakers. They're not a sound system, but they're the, right before like every movie and stuff, they have the like thing, the really scary logo, like guys that come before every movie. It used to scare you as a kid. That's them. It's the 35th anniversary of that. And so in honor of that, they tweeted their Twitter account, whatever it is. They tweeted, I saw it on Facebook actually. One of my friends shared it, sheet music of that note that's in their logo. And I'm going to play you two versions of it in a second, and hopefully I won't blow out the speakers in this room. But yeah, so it's the 35th anniversary of the creation of that, and just a description of it right here. It's called the Deep Note, by the way. The audio that correlates with that logo THX before every movie. The Deep Note. The Deep Note is THX's audio trademark, a distinctive synthesized crescendo that glissandos, for you music nuts, from a relatively narrow frequency spread, about 200 to 400 hertz, to a broader frequency spread of about 3 octaves. It was created by Dr. James A. Moorer, a former employee of Lucasfilm's computer division in late 1982. The sound is used on trailers for THX certified movie theaters, home video, video games, and car infotainment systems. So that was kind of a big deal for me. Like, I didn't know they didn't like what they did actually. I still don't really know what they do, but I know they don't make speakers, which is what I thought, like, because the logo comes with like this movie theater certified with THX speakers or whatever. But they don't actually do that. They just, they confirm or deny, I guess, whether or not the movie you made, the movie you're watching is good, like has good sound or whatever, by playing that logo in movie theaters. So that's kind of funny. The Deep Note debuted at the premiere of Return of the Jedi in Los Angeles. Since then, it has gone to be a pop culture icon both in meme and cult nature. And, it has been redesigned and re-recorded for the 2015 Eclipse trailer, which I'm going to play in a second. So this right here, I'm afraid to play it in these headphones. I'm going to take them off. This right here is the original audio, and it's kind of quiet at first. So let's take a listen of the first version from 1983 here real quick and give it a second. Not so bad. So this next one, that was from 1983, the OG that came before Return of the Jedi. And sorry, there was a bit of a pause in the beginning there. There's like words and stuff. So what it said was, let me read it out to you. That's kind of cool and important. It says, for the past 35 years, motion picture loudspeaker systems have not changed. Lucasfilms Limited and this theater are pleased to introduce a new motion picture sound system. And then it goes like a thing. And oh shoot, I don't want it to play again. It goes it shows the logo with the glissando, whatever that is. But this next one is the revamped one from 2015, and I'm kind of nervous to hear it because in the original it was saying that he only had like maybe 30 voices. Oh, here, let me read it. The THX logo theme consists of 30 voices over 7 measures, starting in narrow range 200 to 400 hertz, and slowly diverting to pre-selected pitches encompassing 3 octaves. The 30 voices begin at pitches between 200 hertz and 400 hertz and arrive at why does it say that twice? Pre-selected pitches spanning 3 octaves by the 4th measure. The highest pitch is slightly detuned, while there are double the number of voices of the lowest 2 pitches. You didn't know there was like science to this logo, like 30 seconds, right? Did you? Lucasfilm version here. The first version of the Deep Note, the one that I just played, made its debut before the first THX trailer, Wings, that preceded the premiere showing of Return of the Jedi. So all the logos, like for the different movies, have names, which is pretty cool. That first one was called Wings, and this 2015 one, the new one, is called Eclipse. But 2 different interpretations of the note ran concurrently with the 1983 version, yada yada yada. The Deep Note originally transitioned from a soft to loud intensity, and over the years has been remixed digitally as new technology developed. In 1993, the Deep Note was cut short and pitched higher, ending in an E chord rather than D, to save time for Laserdisc, and again in 1995 for VHS. In 1996, with the debut of Tex, the Deep Note was low-pitched and cut short, which is different than other versions. Tux is that little robot like you see in when it comes before Pixar movies. He like fiddles with the logo. Kind of cute. Yeah, so it was later used in the DVD version, all this stuff that they did to alter it. The sound is perceived louder than it actually is. From a technical standpoint, Deep Note just feels loud because it has a spectrum of frequencies that grows from small to large, which is understandable, I guess, but it's still scary in my opinion. I like to say that the THX sound is the most widely recognized piece of computer-generated music in the world. This may or may not be true, but it sounds cool, said the creator James A. Moorer. Although Moore had initially claimed that the score consisted of about 200,000 lines of code, he subsequently corrected the statement and elaborated. The original 30-year-old C program is 325 lines, and the patch file for the synthesizer was 298 more lines. I guess it just felt like 20,000 lines when I did it. Given that it was written and debugged in 4 days, I can't claim the programming chops to make 20,000 lines of working code that quickly, but to synthesize in real time in 1983 took 2 years to design and build a 19-rack full of digital hardware and 200,000 lines of system code to run the synthesizer. All that was already done, so I was building on a large foundation of audio processing horsepower, both hardware and software. Consequently, a mere 325 lines of C code and 298 lines of audio patching setup for the 30 voices was enough to invoke the audio horsepower to make the piece. I can only imagine doing something like that with that technology, like back in the day in the 80s. Like, it must have, like, I'm sure he could do it much quicker if he needed to. Now with I'm obsessed with, like, all the new technology. You guys already know that. But, oh man, I'm just blown away. Okay, here we go. 2015 to present. In April 2015, THX introduced a new trailer named Eclipse, which I'm going to play in a second, which is accompanied by an updated, more powerful version of the Deep Note, also created by Moore. It is described as being intensely more complex, taking the audience on an epic sensory journey, unlike anything they've experienced before. I'm going to read that again. Taking the audience on an epic sensory journey unlike anything they've experienced before. This version of the Deep Note was created entirely digitally so it could play on Dolby Digital 7.1 and Dolby Atmos systems. And Moore created 30-second, 45-second, and 60-second versions of it. I'm going to play the 30-second because I don't have time to listen to creepiness for 60 seconds. It's scary. And I'm alone, so it's even scarier. Moore used around 80 voices in the remake as opposed to 30 in the original 1982 version. In an interview with Yahoo, Moore said, "I kept thinking, that's the way I wanted it to sound originally. I think it's as far as you can take it." So yeah, I mean, he was limited to the technology of his time, as they say, to create this version. So let's listen to it. I'm kind of freaked out, but let's listen to this epic sensory journey. What do you think? Did you guys hear a difference from the first one to the second one? I'll play the first one again, and then I'll play the second one again, and you guys let me know. That was the original. And this is 2015, the most recent. I don't know. They both sound creepy beyond belief to me. But that's enough of that. Let's go into this next final music break. This is Weezer's cover of Africa by Toto. So you're listening to Emily's Playhouse on Hawk Radio. That was Africa by Weezer. And I'm going to play once more from last week, High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Stay tuned. All right, that was High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Don't forget to pre-order Pray for the Wicked on Amazon or wherever you buy music, I guess. Just a brief moment of reflection. I got a homework assignment for you guys. So before we meet again next Friday, your homework is to go see Nice Work If You Can Get It at Carrollwood Players one of these weekends. To go see Hell on Heels at Villaggio Cinemas one of these Fridays. What else? You're going to go follow me on social media. Facebook is still Yeet Deets from my last show. Twitter is at Em's Playhouse, EMS Playhouse. And Instagram is at Emily's Playhouse. So definitely follow me there. I do fun polls sometimes on Twitter and Instagram, and not many people participate in the Facebook ones, but you should do it anyway because it's awesome. But yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram is the big one. So do that. What else? Call in, request music for next week, because that's the hardest part of this, to be honest, is to find some music I think everybody will like. And yeah, just don't forget to listen next week, same time, same place, hawkradio.primostream.com, Fridays at 1. All right, just a moment of reflection. Today we talked about mental illness in Iron Man 3 and kind of 13 Reasons Why, I guess, but again, I have no say in that. We talked briefly about Big Brother Season 2. That's another homework assignment. You're going to watch Big Brother, and you're going to catch up on 19 seasons worth in a week. Deal? Deal. Which Season 20 airs Wednesday, June 27th. Don't know what time, but on CBS. Check your local listings. And we also talked about THX, James Moore, and The Deep Note, which is fascinating to me. I was blown away by all that stuff. So yeah, before I wrap up for the week, I'm going to end, since it's Pride Week, I'm going to end with the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy theme song, All Things, in parentheses, Just Keep Getting Better, by Wildlife. And it's a good song, so hope you enjoy it. Tune in next week, next Friday afternoon, right after Roman's World and right before Casey's Corner, M's Playhouse. See ya then.